Smiling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey everybody, welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank. You can catch a replay of the entire podcast we did today on shrimptankpodcast.com. I'm sitting here with my co-host Chris Hanks, who is the founder and executive director for the Shore KSU Center of Entrepreneurship, and our guest today, Kevin Peek, who's the owner of CaJa Popcorn. We've got a tin right here. I am waiting to taste the East Carolina barbecue popcorn, which I have not sampled before. We had a great interview today, and Kevin discussed a lot of concepts about being a successful entrepreneur. And I'm curious that because you had a very successful corporate career and you've also been successful as an entrepreneur, for an entrepreneur that's watching this, how would you recommend to them about the best way to try and create culture in their company, strong culture for success?
Yeah, it's a great question, Ted. I think it's just so critical that you live it every day and you don't let it slide. And for us, it starts with, and I always say this, it starts with a great product. If you don't have a great product, it's hard to build raving fans on the one side, but I think it's also hard to get your employees behind that as well. So if you're selling something that's just sort of blah, you're trying to be sort of the generic brand, it's kind of hard to get your employees too excited about that. But for us, because we're trying to build quality products, and we're so actively involved in our community, then the next step for that, or part of that, not even next step, but a part of that process also is having employees who can get behind that. And I think it's easy. I live it every day. My employees see me live it every day, and I think that they know that of all the things that happen in our business, that customer service and that what they bring to the store every day makes such a big difference.
So one of the things I thought was interesting on the show is talking about that. You talked about the Chick-fil-A model versus the McDonald's model, and you have a Chick-fil-A model. But how do you hold employees accountable? How do you make sure they're living the values when you're not there?
Yeah. So we, part of it living in Buckhead and being a resident, they know that I know a lot of people. They know they've gotten feedback before. I've gotten feedback on them before, and I tell them that. And I tell them, hey, you know what? Jim was in the other day, and he told me how great the service was. Our, sort of Yelp reviews. If you look at our Yelp reviews, I don't know, 8 out of 10 of them talk about customer service as being such a big part of our business. So they see that, they know that. I talk about that. I hire that way. When I talk to someone and I hire them, I'm like, the check marks, obviously, no tattoos. Are you comfortable wearing a hat? Are you comfortable with the uniform? All those things. And then I say, are you comfortable talking to people? Is that something you're good at? Because some people just aren't. They can follow direction very, very well, but they're just not good with people. They're introverts, and that's okay. But I'm hiring for people who are happy to ask that question, how's your day? And I'm hiring people who aren't embarrassed to say, thanks for popping in at the end of when people walk out the door.
Nice.
Because some people don't like to ask that. And I still have some employees who, that's not their wheelhouse of comfort. But people will turn around all the time and say, I got that. That was cute. Thanks for popping in.
And if they don't, you can't serve them, right? So, you have a favorite flavor, by the way? You've tried them all.
Yeah, I've tried them all. I love the spicy barbecue. I know it's not for everyone. It's pretty spicy. We don't offer it to kids.
It's good stuff.
It's a great flavor. But I also love our kettle corn. It's weird. It's basic. If I'm going to have a little bit of a snack throughout the day, I'll often snack on the kettle corn. Just a little salt, a little sugar. But our most popular flavors by far are sea salt caramel and pimento cheese.
Now, a lot of entrepreneurs that may be watching the post-show wrap-up today, they may start a retail business. And I'm curious if you might tell them just a little bit about if you have a marketing budget to spend, is there a better way to spend it on advertising? Do you run penny savers? What's the best way to go about spending that budget to try and draw people into a retail store?
Sure. Yeah, it depends on the product, first of all. If you're selling, if you're open a Lily Pulitzer store, you can't be giving away dresses, right?
Right.
For popcorn, we sample. Our marketing budget, again, Chick-fil-A model, sample as much as you possibly can, get in people's mouths. In some cases, your marketing budget may just be to create awareness, right? You just want people to know that you exist and where you are. For us, because you can order via the web, because we do some wholesaling, because of, so it's our model, we'd rather people taste our product and know that it's great, and know that when they're ready to buy a gift and sort of our opportunity. So, for us, our marketing budget is almost exclusively being involved in our community, so donating to every silent auction that comes our way, that makes sense for our business, but also just sampling as part of our model. But that doesn't work for everybody.
Well, I want to thank you so much for the interview today. And like I said, you can always catch a replay on shrimptankpodcast.com. For folks that are watching the post-show wrap-up and they want to either come in, sample the popcorn, or they've got some gifts that they want to give from the corporation or during the holiday time, how can they get in touch with your company?
Sure. You can always go to our website, www.CaJaPopcorn.com. You can give us a call, 404-846-2156. We're happy to answer any questions. We do so much customization, custom flavors, custom tins, custom packaging. It's always great to just call us and ask and say, hey, can you do this? And if we can, we certainly will. And you can always come to our store. We're in the Peachtree Battle Shopping Center between Jalisco's and Zoe's on Peachtree Road.
Well, I've literally had hundreds of my clients have the popcorn, and they love it. You'll have to listen to the entire podcast if you want to know the meaning of CaJa. We learned today it sort of has a double entendre, so you'll have to listen to the rest of that, and then go into the store and sample it. So thanks, Kevin, for coming on the post-show wrap-up, and thanks to you for watching The Shrimp Tank.
Thanks for having me.